Okay, let's get started. Again, happy Thursday, everyone. My name is Mike Snyder. I'm the Vice President of Sales for our Senior Living Division at Advanced Wireless Communications. A couple of announcements just to start out. I want everyone to know that we are recording this, and a link to this presentation will be sent to everybody who has registered for this event. You feel free to share that link with whomever you'd like to share it. So we're planning on this lasting between 20 and 25 minutes, and at the end I'll open it up, try to answer some questions if people have questions, and definitely be done by 11, no later than 11:30. So with that said, again, welcome. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to join me. Hopefully you'll get some insight here on how we can potentially impact and reduce falls with the power of one. So let's get going. Our agenda today is simple. I want to introduce you to our company so you know who we are and what we're about. And then I want to give you some challenges of current fall detection. And these challenges aren't ones that I've come up with. These are challenges and things that people in the industry, people just like you, have mentioned. And I get a lot of feedback on fall detection, a lot of different comments about that. I tried to summarize some of those, and I'll give a little explanation of some of the challenges, and we'll go through that real quick. I want to talk to you about what can be achieved, what we can do to help you with fall detection and managing that. That's one of the biggest pain points I hear as I travel around the country. My team is people ask us, how do we get falls? How do you do falls? I need something reliable. We're going to talk a little bit about AWC and our approach to helping you. How do we do it? To get to know us just a little bit through this 20 to 25 minute presentation. And then I want to introduce you to the one platform. That's where all this happens, is through the one platform and some capabilities of that. And then we'll end it with some questions and then some information on how to reach out to me and my team to continue the conversation. So, Advanced Wireless Communication has been around. By the way, I may refer to us as AWC. Sometimes I don't even realize I'm using it, but I just want you to know that's our little acronym for Advanced Wireless Communication. We call ourselves AWC. We've been around since 1992. We do cover North America with sales and service teams dedicated to your success. Our organization is growing. We have over 25,000 customers across North America using our products and services. And hopefully from this, and as you get to know us, hopefully in the future, we have a very proud, innovative culture. We are very good at listening and bringing back solutions to our customers. People ask me all the time, Mike, why should we do business with Advanced Wireless? And my first answer that I always give people is this: we do the right thing even when you're not watching. I'm part of the executive leadership team here, and I've seen that with this company, and that's something I'm very proud of. So, solving problems is our specialty. We have unmatched ability to integrate technology into your existing infrastructure to enhance what you already have. That's something that we're very proud of. So, giving more life to your legacy systems without the expense that's required to get new technology in. Our systems are scalable. And they morph it to your unique needs. Our innovation is all geared around to alleviate the pain of staff shortages and providing better care. Methods to visualize and leverage data to get insights and make better business decisions, and we have a never-ending commitment to stay ahead of the curve through our collaborative and innovative culture and thought process. I want to start this off. I mentioned this is all about fall detection. Ryan had this to say from Randolph Home Senior Living. I looked at all the data on fall rates. Using one renew with AWC's radios, our fall rate decreased by 30%. So that's pretty significant what they achieved. And I appreciate Ryan saying this about our technology, but I always give credit back to the caregivers. We give them some technology, they deployed it, they used it. And the little things, as you guys know, being leaders in your communities, little things add up to big results. So I mentioned this at the beginning, challenges of fall detection today. And again, this isn't something that Mike Snyder made up. This is feedback that I've got from the field, from you and your peers. about things and challenges that they're dealing with. So let's just look at a few of those. First, we hear about local alarms. They're hard to track. Who's in need, can cause excess noise. A lot of these, fall fighters and fall systems alert in the rooms, and sometimes it's hard to determine which room it's coming from initially, so you're chasing. Expense versus benefit. I hear this all the time. Man, some of these systems are so expensive, but most of the time lack trust in the detection system. We get a lot of false alarms or no alarms. So what can you do, AWC, to help us with that? Requires resident interaction. For example, pressing a pendant. There's a lot of people that can handle that, but there's also one size does not fit all, as you guys know. Some residents, when they fall, they may be disoriented and forget to press a pendant. So that in itself can create an issue. Camera-based solutions are kind of the rave, but the issue with camera-based solutions is privacy concerns, and people don't deploy them into bathrooms because of privacy. So there's issues around cameras that I've been getting feedback on, right? Not reliable, false alarms, or worse yet, no alarms. They don't know when their systems are actually connected and working, and will they work? And that's an uneasy feeling, right? There are no reports, no visibility of the care being delivered. No escalations. Slow response times, as you guys know, equate to bad outcomes. So what I mean by escalations, not everybody on this call may understand that, but escalations is this: every system alerts, right? But there are challenges with what happens if someone hasn't responded after an amount of time. Are there additional announcements? Can it escalate to other people to make sure that care is provided for that resident? And a lot of feedback I'm getting is no, there are no escalations with their current systems. Lack of peer-to-peer communication when help is needed. I can't tell you how many people tell me. I said, what happens if you're in with a resident and you're holding them? How do you get help? And they say, well, we yell out the door for someone to come, right? Not integrated with the nurse call system that they have today. There's no integration. These fall fighters and detections, they just alert in the rooms. There's nothing connected. They want something more consolidated. Support. This is probably, if I had to say, probably 75% of the people I talk to have an issue with support. Where do I go get help when I need service? Who can I call when I need that help? Uncertainty of who is taking a call. So it may alert and people know that there's a need, but everyone, sometimes, you know what the problem is with assuming? How long has a resident been waiting? So there's uncertainty of who's taking the call. Those delays can equate into bad things happening. I mean, I don't need to preach to you guys. You live this and you know this very well. But again, for those who are just joining, these are just some of the feedback that we are getting from the senior living communities across the United States, challenges they have with fall detection and concerns that they have with fall detection itself. Not knowing this is a big one, not knowing when a device is not communicating. That's a hidden fear that they have. How do I know that this device is active and it's going to communicate and it's going to alarm? How do I know that? That's a big concern for people. So what can be achieved? That's what we're here to talk about today. Is I'm here to plant some ideas for you and give you some things to think about. And again, my team and myself, we are here to answer your questions. I'll give you contact information at the end. Let's have a conversation. Let's see what you have. Let's see how we can make it better, is kind of our approach. So what can be achieved? Number one, you can eliminate the guesswork. The solutions that we bring to the table are highly accurate detection systems. You can mix and match traditional system with more advanced solution like OneWatch, which I'm going to introduce you to. But I want you to know that there are different needs, as you know, of residents. And there's different types of detection solutions that can work very well. You don't have to be all in on one or other of the technologies. You can mix and match. That gives you flexibility. Proactive alerts. People ask me all the time, we have high risk residents. How can we be more proactive? Well, the One Watch that I'm going to introduce you to has the ability to notify when a resident, for example, sits up in bed, so you can be alerted if they're trying to get out and get movement. Analytics. People want to understand the number of occurrences, what days of the week are, there may be something based on activities or whatever it is, day of week that occurrences are happening, falls. They may want to understand how much time a resident's in bed or in chair, how many bathroom visits. That information is available. That's what can be achieved. They want a quiet environment, no loud alarms to startle the residents, right? They want it as quiet. Overhead paging seems to be, literally seems to be a thing of the past as we travel around, right? Escalations until help arrives. This is something that we at our company, Advanced Wireless, we're very, very good at escalations. We will continue to escalate and expand the call until help arrives. And an example of how we can escalate is the first alarm will come out and it will announce over your radios or mobile devices that, a fall's happened in room 103. After a minute, it will send out another announcement in a different tone to get your attention. After another minute, then what it will do is it will email, text, or call someone's cell phone. And that could be, maybe it goes to the DOM, or maybe it goes to the administrator. And it will continue to escalate. It could go to other departments if it's really bad. You can create your escalation to make sure that help will arrive as quickly as possible. Free residents to just live. There's no interaction needed. The solutions that we are talking about require nothing. Just freedom for the residents, privacy and freedom. We'll be introducing to that with Watch. Privacy is maintained because we do not use cameras, okay? We want to make sure that we're monitoring all areas within that resident's living quarters, and we want them to know that they maintain their dignity and privacy. Real-time announcements over two-way radios and mobile apps are starting to roll out across the board in the industry. So those announcements are going to be real-time with a mobile dashboard. It does integrate with your existing nurse call system. We integrate everything with our solutions, with our one platform. So everything, you have one system that handles all your communication, your ecosystem, so to speak, communication. Only one device to carry that can do it all. We have our mobile device, our mobile capability allows for peer-to-peer communication with push to talk. It is a visual dashboard, so you can see calls that are coming in with a running timer to see how long a resident's been waiting. It'll also show who is taking those calls. And lastly, it will integrate in with EHR systems so they can do bedside charting or they can record quick notes. There's different ways that they can do it to ensure that you guys are getting full reimbursements and charting. Fully integrates with water and access and fire alarm systems can be achieved. The other thing that can be achieved is you can have support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by trained call experts. So if you happen to partner with us and we do business together, we offer support 24/7 for any type of life safety call itself. One phone number to call to take care of you. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. We have a mobile dashboard. Mobile dashboards, the big craze nowadays is starting to move towards these mobile devices. We're no different. We have a mobile dashboard that shows real-time views, who's taking the call, how long a resident's been waiting. Very convenient. Smart escalations. We talked about escalations a little bit to ensure care is very timely. It's easy to use technology that you guys can count on. All right. You don't want to have a PhD, so to speak, to be able to use the system. You want to install and deploy. Solutions that are tailored to your need and your budget. You don't have to swap out what you have in most cases. What we do is come in and we look at what you have today and we use that and make it better. And scalability and flexibility can be achieved, right? Meeting your needs, not only today, but in the future. So that's what can be achieved through this. What are the options that are out there today? So today there's more what I would call traditional options. With one, we feel we can make them better. And those options are traditional fall fighters. That's where a resident's tethered to an alarm. If they break the tether, it alerts. Pendant systems, You know, they call for help if they fall, basically. You guys see chair pads, bed pads, right? All those are what I would classify in this presentation as more traditional means of notification of falls that are occurring. With one, we can integrate it into the nurse call system. We can bring multiple different types of call systems into one communication. We can bring in pendant calls in, doesn't matter whose pendant it is. We provide real-time and audible announcements to staff via our radios and or our mobile app. Everything is quiet, so we won't disturb the residents. Escalations, as we have mentioned, until help arrives for better outcomes. It's easy to deploy. And the other thing is we're constantly monitoring all of the devices. I mentioned this earlier. One of the things that people have a concern about is how do they know that everything's working? Well, with our solution, with one, we are constantly pinging back out to the devices and checking to make sure that the communication path is working. All right, so you can have a sense of comfort in the fact that you know that those devices are communicating back, and if they activate, all right, if they activate, the alerts will go out. You're going to get reports on response times, frequency events. I mentioned that a little bit earlier. And we can do motion detectors. That's another means for fall, right? If there's movement in the room, you know, we can alert and let you guys know what's going on. That I would classify as traditional, okay, options today. And many of those options, to be honest, are very valid in today's environment, depending on the resident. But there's also a new option for you to consider. Okay, and this is what we call One Watch. One Watch is a little bit different. Okay, what it does is it utilizes a very advanced and high resolution 4D radar that is constantly measuring a resident's position to the floor throughout their entire living space. So if you've ever seen thermal imaging of a person, you kind of see that body mass. That's the visual I want in your head of what we're looking at. We're looking at that body mass as its proportion to the floor. One Watch knows when a resident is lying in a bed, sitting in a chair, lying down on a sofa, okay? It is like adding a virtual FTE to your team because One Watch never goes to sleep. It's constantly monitoring 24/7. But it doesn't need cameras, and it doesn't use cameras, so residents can rest assured their privacy and dignity is maintained. When a resident does fall, okay, when they end up on the floor, they'll end up on the floor, right? It will detect that body mass to the floor and it will alert. It even can see through things. An example I like to use is let's say you have a sofa sitting in front of a large window. And there's a walkway behind that to go open the windows and move the blinds up and down. And a resident falls behind the sofa, right? As people walk by the room, they look in, they go, oh, Mike must be in the bathroom. They don't think anything of it while I'm lying behind the sofa. With Watch, you can see through that sofa and detect that fall. We call that a hidden fall. All right, so it's going to capture all the information. It's going to alert, and it's going to have all the escalations and the dashboards within One Watch. So that's just a taste of what we have to offer as far as the fall detection goes. And here's our approach as we're heading to the bottom of the hour here. Our approach is very simple. If you give me an opportunity, the first thing that I want to do is we want to listen first. We want to understand what your challenges are, and we want to learn about what you have today in your systems. We want to define what you have and see what we can use and what you want to accomplish. Then we want to create a plan for success. We want to review that with you, all right? If you're comfortable with it, it does make sense, then we want to roll it out. And then once it's rolled out, we don't say bye-bye. We give you an 800 number and you call us and we're there to support you. And it's us. We are factory direct. We don't go through resellers. You're dealing with AWC professionals all the way through. And by the way, call me afterwards and ask me about our free pilots. We are offering, we'll prove it before you buy it, pilots. So you can certainly call me and we can talk about that. Everything is based on what we call this one platform. The one platform, what is it? Okay, the one platform is really a revolutionary single source solution designed to connect multiple business communication ecosystems, okay? Here's another way. I'll use a more technical way of describing what one is. Imagine a Lego system. You have the baseboard, that is the one. And then all the capabilities like a nurse call system, fall detection, location, monitoring. I'll show you some of these other modules. You can plug and play those into the one and build out your system. It gives you unbelievable flexibility and scalability of a solution that really is designed to meet what your needs are and your budget, right? What we're trying to do is we know budget matters, right? We want to try to leverage what we currently have to save you money, but we want to deliver a state-of-the-art capability that you need for your caregivers and your residents. All right, I'm just going to end by going through just a couple of things that you can add on. By the way, I mentioned Watch. Watch is a standalone capability. You don't have to change out your nurse call system at all. We can integrate with that. But I want you to know it's based on our one platform. Part of our one platform is Nurse Call, and we call it One Call. All right, so it is a state-of-the-art nurse call system. Most of you probably have already read the descriptions and features of it. It's called One Call. That is an all-in-one nurse call system. Another capability is this thing called Renew. And what Renew is it can take your existing call light system and we can make it better. Example, you might have a call light system that literally is lights. You pull the cord, a light comes on over the door, a light lights up at the nurse station, no reports, no announcements, nothing. We can overlay One Renew on that and make it like state-of-the-art without having to rip and replace everything. That is what One Renew can do. It can scale and grow based on your needs. We have competitors call us all the time, competitors that are using pager-based systems. They say, we don't want pagers anymore. We can eliminate pagers and have that go out to a mobile device or a two-way radio. So we convert the text message into audible announcements. And it's a self-deployed product, very easy to install yourself. One Mobile, this is a rugged Android-based device. And with it, it acts just like a two-way radio. It has a mobile dashboard, and you can do your charting with One Mobile. It's 3-in-1 type of capability with it. And then we have this thing, another thing that's come up is called One Temperature. A lot of people are saying, Mike, what can you guys do? We have to go around and we have to take measurements of our hot water, our refrigeration, our freezer units, our IT closet. We have to do this multiple times a day. It's killing us in labor and time. Can you automate that? The answer is yes, with One Temperature. And by the way, it's standalone. This is a capability that you can deploy standalone. You don't need to change any of your other systems, so we can eliminate all that work. And last is this thing called One Content. If you have manual bulletin boards all over your facility, we can replace those with digital information. You can hang monitors, smart monitors throughout your facility, and you can control the content of that, your daily menu, activities, happy birthdays, whatever it is, you can control that using One Content. So those are some of the things, some of the high-level modules. We have other modules. What we focus in on is improving real-time peer-to-peer communication. We want to empower your team with one device to carry. We want to make legacy systems, and I don't care if that's a legacy fall detection system like new, give more capability. We want to provide you real-time reporting to help you with making informed decisions. We want to give you a mobile device that gives you access to EHR at the bedside, charting and communication. We want to bring everything together so all your systems communicate together, right? Making it easier on your staff. We want to have an easy to manage frontline resident communication solution. I mentioned content, budget friendly, and scalability. That's what we bring to the table. And by the way, as I close, we have radios. I know with all the staff shortages and our supply chain shortages and everything, I get people pulling their hair out. They're trying to get radios. We have the best radios, basically on the planet. They come with a 2-year warranty. So if you're looking for radios, two-way radios, it's the most trusted form of communication and the cheapest form of communication that you can have for your staff. Give us a call. Try out our Advantage radios. You'll love them. They're fantastic. And by the way, one other thing, our radios can answer phone calls. Ask me about that. I'll tell you how we do that. So let's get solving with the power of one. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.